24, or row 12, position 24 on the outside. From Banks, Oregon, in car number 67, Jake Walters. To the inside, your 23rd starter, out of Woodland, Washington, driving car number 58, Devin Reed.
22nd starter from Otis, Oregon, in car number 28, Ian Whistler. Rolling off 21st, the defending Survive the 55 presented by Skagit Aggregates champion from Staten, Oregon in the V13 is Gray Ferrendo.
Outside road number 10, your 20th starter out of Albany, Oregon. Car number 21A, Matthew Drager. And your 19th starter from the metropolis of Molt, Montana, car number 157, Kinzer McCord.
Starting 18th from Albany, Oregon, in car number 77, Bryson James. Rolling off 17th, the 2016 track champion here at Skagit Speedway from Port Hardy, British Columbia, Canada, and the 27A is Sir Lawrence O'Connor.
Your 16th starter comes from Campbell River, British Columbia. Car number 91, Chris Bolio. And from Cedro Woolley, Washington, driving the commuter cars, number 71, Big Sexy Adam Holtrup.
7th row, 14th starter from Mount Vernon, Washington, in car number 6W is Rick Smith. Pulling off 13th from Forest Grove, Oregon, in car number 7, Trevor Labarge.
Starting 12th, making his home in Colville, Washington, it's the 22K BJ Wild. To his inside, the 2023 Skagit Speedway track champion out of Victoria, British Columbia, in the Glacier Valley Homes, number 52, Jeff Morris.
To the outside of row number 5, starting 10th from Vancouver, Washington, in car number 99X, John Gaynor. Rolling off 9th from Cedro Woolley, Washington, the 2024 Skagit Speedway track champion and rookie of the year, Jeff Westergaard.
Into the 8 cars who made the redraw. The Washington State champion for 2024 starts 8th. From Tumwater, Washington, the 97, Tyson Blood. Guy's had a lot of success at the Survive the 55. He starts in position number 7. From Corbin, Oregon, in the 16, Colin Weinbarger.
And now to row number 3. Starting 6th from Cottage Grove, Oregon, in car number 73, Tyler Smith. Rolling off 5th from Otis, Oregon, in car number 82, Eston Whistler.
Row number 2. Outside, starting 4th out of Belgrade, Montana. Driver of the 12th car, Ty Clemens. Your high point man starts 3rd from Mooresville, North Carolina, in car number S. He is the high side tickler, Kyle Strickler.
And now to your front row. To the outside, the 2022 IMCA Supernational Champion from Marshalltown, Iowa, car number 90, Tom Berry Jr. And on the pole of the third annual Survive the 55 presented by Skagit Aggregates from Klamath Falls, Oregon, car number 54 and Nick Trenchard.
24 cars, 55 laps, $10,000 to win. This is the Survive the 55.
Course 2022, John DeBenedetti, your winner. 2023, it was Gray Ferrando. Ferrando, the only previous winner in the field. He's going to have to come from deep to get the job done. So we're going to go about halfway through this race. We're sprinting to a break in the pits, and then we'll finish the back half of it off for $10,000 to win.
We've got state champions, we've got regional champions, we've got IMCA Super National champions in this field. Caleb Hart, 10 grand on the line, 55 laps.
Maybe it's time for somebody to build a new name. You never know. Trenchard versus Barry Jr. Out of corner number 4. Green is out. We're underway. Trenchard gonna lead on the bottom. The first corner as Barry goes and sees what's up in the fluff. Not much. He's gonna drop 3 spots. As it is Trenchard, Strickler, and Clemens. 1, 2, 3 on the opening lap.
Barry Jr. gets way high and loses those spots, and oh boy, Ty Clements hang on, and TBJ's coming back on the high side. Battle for third down the backstretch. Move Tom Barry Jr. into the third spot. Caleb, he's one of the few guys going way up high in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Trying to find himself a racing line up there. He's comfortable with. Looks comfortable right now. He's the only guy in the top 5 that's up around the top. Clemens back after him down the back straightaway. Door for a second. This time Barry brings it down to middle low coming off the corner. He'll hold the spot.
Nick Trenchard's led the first 3 circuits here in this 55-lap main event with Kyle Strickler lurking in the background. Here comes Colin Weinbarger, bump him into the 4th spot. He'll shoot past Ty Clements. Clements on the back bumper into turn 3.
She's had a little too much juice getting into the corner, couldn't hold the bottom. That's Jeff Westergaard sneaking up in the 6th already. Started 9th, our track champion, hanging out with the in the front of the field.
Just rewind the clock 1 year ago. Jeff Westergaard made his IMCA modified debut a year ago at this race, now challenging for a top 5 at the highest paying race on the West Coast.
Talked extensively about going to Oakland, Arizona, and running
Learning.
down there. Learn how hard you have to run these cars to be successful. As we watch Trenchard putting them down, he's already finished off. 6 laps here in this one. Strickler keeping him close.
I tell you, Nick Trenchard loving that Harris Auto Racing 54N right now as he's pulling away from Kyle Strickler. Strickler's still keeping him within reasonable distance, though, as Colin Weinbarger starting to pull away from Ty Clements. Weinbarger starting to close in a little bit. Caleb Hart on the 90 of Tom Barry Jr. for the 3rd spot.
Most of these guys know that in this first group is that keep everybody close to you. Don't go a lap down. Eliminate yourself if you do. As there's Barry up and around the top, trying something in, and Weinbarger trying to roll it in. Is where he laps in.
Looking through the field, Ray Ferrando, the defending champion of this event, up to 17th, so he's picked up a handful of spots. But as you said, Caleb, really this first half of it, survive, feel your car out, and make sure you set yourself up well for the final half of this race.
Very similar to a lot of races we're going to see. They're going to give you more spots than you can take in the early going, so don't be a part of the stuff that gets people in trouble. As there's Escalades running 10th, and Jason Brown's Bryson James running 10 behind them in the 77 car running 11.
Bryson James on that Rage chassis. Justin O'Brien, the proprietor of Rage chassis. Here's the battle for that 6th spot, or the 7th spot, excuse me. Tyler Smith battling for 8th. Tyson Blood right there hanging on. Good battle from 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th.
And a lot of the passing we're seeing is guys getting into the bottom of the corners a little too hot and pushing up the groove. Guys right there taking advantage. Here's Whistler to the inside of James. James finds something in the middle that's doing. Bryson James 10, and he's looking for 9th now on Smith coming through the corner.
Bryson James has entered the top 10 in the 77 cars. Your race for the lead starting to shrink up. Kyle Strickler closing the gap on Nick Trenchard as he rolls to the back of the pack. Lap traffic here with 42 to go.
You can expect the Walter 67 to fight at least for a second or two with Trenchard there. You don't want to go a lap down, but he was going to. Trenchard is by, Strickler keeping pace, and Barry now closing the gap up on those top 2. Tom Barry Jr. entering the race for second and maybe your lead.
Tom Barry Jr. battling back from lap 1. Here comes Strickler, shoots up the race. racetrack, and Tom Berry Jr. looks to the inside, battling for second.
Strickler gets back down, gets the door closed, but Berry is right there. The left front tires, they work their way into one. Your leader, Trencher, up on the back of the Ultra, looking to get by him, as Strickler and Berry coming back in on him down the back chute.
Battle for the top spot on your screen. Throw a blanket over the top three. You got to keep it glued to the bottom, Caleb Hart. You either run to the bottom or move up about a line and a half, because you miss that bottom, you're dragging an anchor. And there goes Strickler, slipped up the racetrack, and Tom Berry Jr. to second.
Berry making the pass. There's a little bit in the middle, but we're also seeing some slipped over groove show its face here early as Weinbach is rolling his way. Up and into fourth, and he is closing up Strickler for third. Colin Weinbach getting involved as Berry puts the nose to Trencher for the lead.
Wow, they nearly came together battling for the lead. Nick Trenchard had a battle through live traffic, and Berry had to grab the brakes. As you mentioned, Colin Weinberger, yeah, he's really roping in the top three. Battle through live traffic's phenomenal. Tom Berry Jr., talk about recovering from lap one.
Coming up on more slower traffic, moving just ahead of him. It's in the form of Reed, who was last night's feature winner. There's Berry, momentum off the middle, then they contact in the front straight and they'll drive away.
Wow, what a close call there, Caleb Hart. Tom Berry Jr. trying to thread the needle. He'll pull to the back bumper, look to the high side. I think he's found something up on the high side, but is there enough momentum to propel him to the lead? Yes, there is. Tom Berry Jr. to the top spot at lap number 15, or 20, excuse me, 35 to go.
20 in, Berry takes the lead and starts stretching it over Trencher down the back straightaway. Although he'll pull a little lower in the corner, he wants to put Reed a lap down as soon as he can. That way he can get back to the racing line that he's looking for.
Yeah, that middle line works very well for him, but he's got to work through some lap traffic now. Nick Trenchard's got company, because here comes Kyle Strickler in that Scott Bloomquist tribute car. He'll roll through the line that propelled Tom Berry Jr. to the top spot. Strickler right there now, challenging for second to the start-finish line.
Drivers are not dumb. They watch what Berry did. Strickler says, what's good for the goose, good for the gander. I can pull that off in the 8S. To the back bumper, sets it, fires it through the turn, but there's a slower car right there, acting as a pit. Strickler trying to force his way through, getting it to pass into one.
Wow, what a move by Kyle Strickler, the high side tickle in the middle of the racetrack to get to the second spot. And now he's got to rope in Tom Berry Jr. We're closing in on the point where we know we're going to get that stoppage, as we're 25 in, almost 31 to go, 24 down, so right about closing on halfway.
I would expect sometime in the next 6 laps that we're going to get the yellow flag pulled. And we get it right there. We have a car slowing here on the front straightaway, and it's Westergaard.
Jeff Westergaard. Westy was running 13th.
And I almost thought I saw a tire down on the right-hand side. And this might be a perfect natural break for us. Our first caution of the main comes 24 laps in. Pretty incredible.
Solid racing. I've been telling people out here in the Pacific Northwest, the IMCA Modifieds can put on a show if we just give them the platform to put on a show. And these guys have been putting on a phenomenal show. And you nailed it, Caleb. Right rear flat on Jeff Westergaard's 66 car.
So Westergaard, his team, the Washington Spray Foam guys, gonna go thrash on this. And Westergaard into the work area. We are allowing for some time in the work area during normal caution flag conditions. James Bundy, Travis Mines. Look how much slick is developed here on Skagit Speedway. There's a lot of sealed over racing groove.
Yeah, there's a good look at it on IMCA.tv. Not a ton, but just a little on the sail panel.
Cosmetic for the most part, although you don't want to knock that any further off. That little itty bit of spoiler that it provides there is important, and especially important as this track gets slicker and downforce becomes harder to find.
3 different chassis in the top 3 there, too. You know, something that's unique to modified racing. Really 4 in the top 4. Not sure what Clemens is in as we're back to green.
There's Clemens going all the way pointing expensive alcohol. Driving up and around Weinberger. The fourth goes Ty Clemens on the restart.
Ty Clemens, the man on the move. Here comes Tyson Blood, though. The 97 TB on the move.
Started 8th and started to make his way forward. Bringing Jeff Morris with him. As the price of James who got out of line. Weinberger had Blood to the inside, turned him away. And now James is coming back after Weinberger.
Look at this, Bryson James up on the high side. Bryson James trying to get into the top 5. His battle for the lead. Kyle Strickler parked on the back bumper of Tom Berry Jr.
Strickler wants the lead before the break. Fades back a little bit, but he's coming right back on him with a big charge through 3. Berry opens the bottom. Strickler right on the bumper as they come down the front stretch.
Tom Berry Jr. right now has it. Kyle Strickler riding 2 car lengths back. A pair of former IMCA Super Nationals champions battling for the Survive the 55 title as we close on the break. TBJ bumped up a couple of lines there. He'll lead about a lap away from the break.
All right, 1 to go before we see the competition yellow. Berry a little wider off the middle of turn number 2, experimenting here. Looking to just not drop the spot to Strickler as they'll come off of 4. It is break time at the Survive the 55. Berry will lead coming into the caution. Strickler up and around the outside, getting a good lap through 1 and 2, but this is the competition break with the field. Frozen as you see at the moment. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to get into the correct position again. Berry will jump in front of Strickler, and then they're going to go 2 by 2 into the concrete slab in the middle. So you'll see Berry on the inside and then Strickler to the outside of him as they pull down for all of these rows. All 24 cars are still running as well,
impressive.
30 laps into this.
That is impressive.
Given the main event we're having tonight, the growth of the event, maybe we can keep bumping it. We'll see what we can do.
Get this to be our little West Coast Super Nationals.
Delaware style behind Tom Berry Jr. in the 90 car. He has got side by side behind him Kyle Strickler, who has chosen low. Nick Trenchard will be high as we come to the restart zone through turns 3 and 4. The final 25 laps of the Survive, the 55 are underway.
Tom Berry Jr. leads us back here. Nick Trenchard right on the back bumper of Kyle Strickler into turn 1. Strickler able to separate himself, and here comes Bryson James. Bryson James going to challenge for 4th, but the door gets closed into turn 3.
Ty Clemens was sniffing around the high groove earlier and was kind of feeling the same thing that James was. Can I get up and around these guys rather than wait for them to make a mistake on the bottom? James hunting Clemens, 4th, top 6, breaking away on the restart as we quickly got a couple more laps in.
Bryson James took the spot for a moment, but I believe Ty Clemens will have it at the start-finish line. No, James has it unofficially. Now Bryson James really has it off of turn 2. Ty Clemens not throwing the towel in yet, though. He'll battle back into 3.
Look at the 77 digging down low. The Albany, Oregon driver taking the spot away from Montana as they work into the bottom of 1 and 2. It's James the 4th and Blood trying to follow him by as Clemens settling into 5th and on the bottom groove.
Kyle Strickler starting to close back in on Tom Berry Jr. at lap 34. I believe there goes the lap 21 to go. And about 3 car lengths separate them, but Bryson James is clicking at the heels of Nick Trenchard to get on the podium.
He might be the fastest car on the racetrack right now as something just flew off the Strickler car. I don't know if it was sheet metal or fiberglass or what, but Strickler just picked something out there as he's putting the moves on Berry now. That advantage is basically gone. Strickler putting the moves on Berry for the lead.
Kyle Strickler right there challenging Tom Berry Jr. Now Strickler down to the inside. Berry moved up the racetrack, other side by side in turn 2. Berry has the momentum.
Down on the bottom is Strickler, up in the middle is Berry. Berry holding
yellow.
and a caution right in the corner in front of your leaders. It was Rick Smith around the wrong way. So Smith ducked in, came out. He'll tag up at the back of the field. Rick was running in position 21 at the time.
Boy, Bryson James has been very impressive.
Yeah, actually, I was looking down your lap times. Trenchard was the fastest car on the racetrack the lap before that. So
there we
maybe
go.
Trenchard still got something up his sleeve as well. They'll start right in behind your race leader. Trenchard, in fact, on the outside of Strickler behind your leader, Tom Berry Jr.
We'll see here. Here we go. 19 laps remaining. Tom Berry Jr. eases them into turn number 4, and we're back underway.
There's Trenchard driving around into the bottom. Door slammed on Strickler. He's taking second place back.
You mentioned it, Nick Trenchard, maybe the fastest car on the racetrack, as here comes Ty Clemens and Bryson James trying to go 3 wide for third, and we got one around in turn number 2.
I believe that's the second Whistler car of Ian Whistler.
That's not what Nick Trenchard wanted to see.
No, that was the restart that he had wanted. And now Strickler knows, oh boy, the 54 car has got enough launch to get and beat me into 1. They'll have to do something a little bit different. I wonder if Kyle will maybe rethink taking the bottom here. See if we can rip these 19 away.
The nice thing is we got 23 cars, I believe, out on the racetrack, so that'll help keep us, I think, just 1 car off with Whistler.
All 24 still out there.
Yeah, all 24, so there we go. That helps. I don't see any drops, knock on wood, landing right now. At least right in front of us. Here we go, 19 to go, Caleb Hart. Tom Berry Jr. going to bring us back to green.
Strickler chose hot.
Yes, he changed it up.
Huge difference. Strickler, you can see that momentum going into 1. Now, how long is he going to seal that corner? Trenchard digging on the bottom. Clemens retaking fourth from James. And Strickler, the move paid off. He got back to second over Trenchard coming off the turn.
Here comes Ty Clemens now. Boy, a veteran like Kyle Strickler, you give him a redo, and he's not going to make a mistake 2 times in a row. Bryson James and Ty Clemens, they have had the mass battle all night long. I feel like it's been going on for 25 laps, and here comes Tyson Blood.
I don't think Blood's done trying to work his way forward as well. Swing around the outside. He'll go door to door with James into the corner, but James has got a lane underneath. Clemens coming off a 2.
Tyson Blood trying to work his way into the top 5 as Bryson James and Ty Clemens continue to go wheel to wheel. Ty Clemens finding momentum up on the higher side, though, trying to close in on Nick Trenchard, and here comes Bryson James to the inside once more.
James trying to steal the spot away. Here on the inside, Clemens cleaning off the cushion up high. Give Clemens the spot back as momentum off the high side has the spot down the front straightaway.
And you got to think one of them's like, can we just get clear of the other guy and then start our pursuit of third place? Because in the meantime, Nick Trenchard separated himself a little bit. Boy, the top 2 have really pulled away from the field, Caleb Hart.
Make it 15 laps to go, make it 14 laps to go for Berry and Strickler. Berry on his restart, clearing away from Strickler. Strickler trying to roll him back in. But they are 1 and 2. They are your alphas here in this main event with 13 to go.
Kyle Strickler cut 3/100ths of a second off there, so really kind of give and take there. But lap traffic looming, Caleb, about a straightaway ahead. If we stay green, lap traffic absolutely going to play a role in this one.
And they're occupying every groove ahead of them as well, as we got drivers high, low, and middle. Berry's going to have to cut through some slower cars. We'll have 11 laps to go. This time by Strickler moves 3 car lengths back in the race for the lead with slower cars moving a car away.
Bottom good. Oh, Bryson James now challenging to get onto the podium. Caleb, here comes Bryson on the high side. Nick Trenchard on the bottom. Bryson James pulls about a quarter of a car length into turn number 3. He'll work a lane out, but Trenchard slams the door closed in turn 4.
Good job by James diamonding the corner off to keep his momentum and not letting it get broke. He'll go to the inside and Trenchard again with a door slamming.
Coming off the pace.
We have gotten drivers into the slower traffic. Caution flag out.
Lawrence O'Connor brings out the yellow, and boy, Tom Berry Jr. is saying praise you, hallelujah. Kyle Strickler is like, oh gosh.
As he had closed on Berry coming into slower cars.
Flat right rear for Lawrence O'Connor and heavy damage.
10 to go. 10 to go.
10.
4th caution.
10 laps for 10 grand here.
Will start 4th without having to be doubled up behind anybody as well. So opportunity for James here on the restart. Opportunities abound.
It's all over.
10 laps left. Here we go. Most of them are going to hug the bottom of turn 4 on the restart. Line awfully long in single file style. As Berry gets away and opens her up on the restart.
Ty Clemens going to challenge Bryson James. Now James looks down to the inside for 3rd. Can he find momentum? Nick Trenchard has it. Trenchard hanging on to 3rd, but Bryson James right there nipping at his heels.
Trenchard wants to keep that podium position. lighting up the racetrack on that exit of 2. You've seen that bite a couple of drivers, and it's Clemens digging hard on the bottom of the racetrack, looking for fourth with a shot at third. Down to 8 laps left in the heat race, Blake. As they come down the back straightaway, Barry establishing and trying to stretch it as Clemens trying to sneak fourth away from James. James good though on the outside and hold on to her for now.
Kyle Strickler cut a 1/10 of a second off the lead with 7 to go. The lead at 7/10 of a second. If he does that, he'll be right there at the final lap. But boy, he's got to find something. One thing to get to him, Caleb. Another thing to get around him for the top spot. 6 to go, and he's losing ground.
Look how slick turn 3 is starting to get. The entrance where most of them have used it. And Barry's driving right through it at the moment. Strickler kind of hunting, see if he wants to be above it or below it. We are going to get to traffic. It moves right ahead of Barry as Holdrup is rolling around the high groove. We're coming to 5 to go. Barry's going to have to win this one among slower cars.
That's the advantage Barry has right there. Holdrup running up high and Tom Barry Jr. running down low. 4 laps to go. 4 laps away from a $10,000 payday. And Kyle Strickler closing back in again. He's cut 2/10 of a second off the last 2 laps.
He's going to have to keep putting those monster laps together. Maybe surprise Barry at the end with 3 laps remaining. Tom Barry hunting for 10K. Kyle Strickler looking for anything he can do to come up and get him at least 2 to go the next time by.
Strickler is burying it in the corners, loses a little bit of ground on exit. This time by, tip of the green, 2 to go. Tom Barry Jr. is hanging on the lead, but Kyle Strickler trying to close in, but the hourglass running empty.
Right as the slower traffic moves out of the lane it was running in. Huge break for Barry. 3/10 of a mile remain for the 90 car here to survive the 55.
Tom Barry Jr. working through lap traffic. Kyle Strickler one last try. Turns 3 and 4. Tom Barry Jr. half a lap away from 10 grand.
In fact, he's 1 corner as he survives the 55 and wins. Tom Barry Jr. Second to Kyle Strickler. Third to Nick Trenchard. Ty Clemens 4, and Colin Weinbarger rounds out the top 5. If Blake's at this time, you could do us a huge favor and find a place to toss your trash on the way out. We would appreciate it. After driver introductions, the field started rolling at 9:11. Checkered flag flew at 10:02 with 4 yellow flags over the portion of the main event. Well, ladies and gentlemen, your drivers climbing out of the race car, Tom Barry Jr. We will get him coming up to victory lane, as well as Kyle Strickler and Nick Trenchard. What a podium tonight. We spent so much time nicely manicuring this grass. However, well worth it for our third winner of the Survive the 55, Tom Berry Jr. Sparky. Part 2. Tom, for you, returning to Skagit Speedway, you take over the lead on lap number 20 and we get to the break. Was there a little more trepidation in you in the break about the damage in the right rear of the car than you were going to let on to there?
No, my crew was just lacking. We had 2 cars in the field, and they went to Chris first, which is fine, but then it was just a cluster, and we had a left rear going down, a right rear blistered, and we were trying to figure out what to, arrange up. So it was kind of just a hope, and I got them tires fired. It's real cold out, so it's hard to get them tires warmed up, so that's why I didn't really want to change, and made a few small changes, and just I seen Strickler get under me a few times, which I wasn't too worried because I knew the next corner I was going to start moving down, and just kind of everything worked out. The luck of those cautions came out right when we were getting lap traffic right at the right time, and then kind of got hairy there the last couple laps, and I was just hoping we just hang on.
And hang on you did as you were approaching traffic. Things broke out pretty well for you there as everybody that you came up on decided that they didn't want to be at the bottom at that time, and that seemed to benefit you.
Yeah, it definitely opened up because early on them guys were kind of blocking down there when we were lapping them. So I'm just lucky. Like I said, I got in the front stretch wall hard. I thought as soon as I hit it, I'm like, oh, our night's over. And somehow all the tires stayed on it, and it didn't knock the toe out. And Lethal Chassis, man, David Stern builds one hell of a race car. This is like number 7 this year in a different race car in a Lethal that I've won, and a lot of big races. And just lucky enough, Jason and Tammy Bolio, they let me drive their car, flew me out last minute. It was like 6 o'clock on Wednesday. We got a plane ticket, and it worked out.
So you've seen a lot of places around this country. You come back to Skagit Speedway last night, and it's not the best representation of what we could do. What about the 360 and track conditions and what you raced on here tonight?
Man, like I said, I hadn't been in West Coast racing besides Vegas in like 8 years, and that's kind of what I grew up on, was kind of rough and hooked up and fast. And a lot of people whine that I pull off a lot of times back in the Midwest when it's rough, but I pay for my own stuff and I do what I want. And like I said, this isn't my equipment, so obviously I'm going to take care of it, but I was going to run it, and I'm far from home. And like I said, night and day, I was honestly, I was optimistic, but it seemed so soft, and it's like the pits wouldn't even dry out. So it was just like, I don't know if it's going to stay smooth. And honestly, the little bit of character it had, it kept the racetrack good. So it was actually better not being fully slick.
Anybody you want to recognize tonight?
Oh, yeah. So Tammy and Jason Bolio, Chris, Miles, the whole crew that helped out all week, and I didn't really do a whole lot. They kind of took over, and I just wheeled the car. And Brodell Trucking, Jonky Heating in there. Graveyard Auto Towing, Paul Stone and Jill Stone, Fast Shafts, man, there's so many people, Precision Hydraulic and Oil, anyone I'm forgetting. Like I said, mainly this hot rod is, I'm just driving it, so, but I appreciate all my personal sponsors, and couldn't do it without them all.
Congratulations. We have got a trophy for you to take home. We got a $10,000 check for you. Yeah, no kidding. And the Survive the 55 Perpetual Trophy forever will say Tom Berry Jr. on it for 2024. Congratulations.
Yeah, I seen that earlier this week on Friday, and I thought it was a pretty cool trophy. I like definitely the uniqueness of trophies make a inaugural race stay going and make it going, and third year up. And like I said, I'm just happy to be up here. We're far from home, but it definitely worked out.
Tom Berry Jr., ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight at the Survive the 55. Come on up, Kyle Strickler. Your second night here at Skagit Speedway, 55 laps later, and boy, what a run you put on, making Tom sweat for it.
Oh, yeah. My buddy ought to go play the lottery because he got pretty lucky. No, everything kind of fell wrong. We were really good right before that break, and I was getting ready to get by him, and then caution came out for the break. And then as soon as we caught lap traffic the first time, we were kind of cleaning the track up where we could move around a little bit. And then they said Lawrence blew a motor or whatever, and then it was kind of went more to the bottom, but still had a blast. I wish we could have. I wish we could run for another 50, but it's awesome. My first time out here. This is an amazing facility, and the farthest west I've raced. Austin Bloom, he's from Eugene, Oregon, so he's the one that put this together, and Jesse Williamson, and all the guys out here. They had like 20 people working on a race car this week. So amazing team, and that race car is pretty badass. So I had a blast, and hopefully we can come back next year.
Why don't you just elbow those late model guys on the side and tell them they need to make a West Coast swing? What about that?
Yeah, if we could put our race cars in our carry-on, that'd be a lot easier. Because fortunately, I got to fly out here. I didn't have to drive the car out, and it's awesome. It's just so far away from from me in North Carolina. But fortunately, I have a lot of buddies out here, and they put this deal together, and had a blast. Hate running second, but it's still a good payday, and had a blast all weekend.
Congratulations on a great race night for you, and thanks for coming out to the Survive the 55.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say hi to everybody back home that's watching, and my little crew guy that works on my late model stuff back east. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. It's Jesse Williamson's birthday, so happy birthday to him. I think we'll probably have a few cold beers tonight and celebrate and have fun with everybody.
That is Kyle Strickler, the high side tickler, ends up second tonight. And how about it for one of our West Coasters, Nick Trenchard? Come on up. You're the one guy in the top 6 I didn't get a chance to talk to at the halftime break because you looked focused in what you were trying to do on the race car. Tell me about that break.
Yeah, I mean, obviously these two were pretty good, and they were way better than I was there. I was super good at the beginning and then just kind of started fading. So there at the halfway, we were just kind of scratching our head, trying to figure out what to do to get better. So that's what we were doing.
You had a great shot on a restart where you actually got around Kyle, but unfortunately a caution comes out behind it. Did you think that was the move? That was the shot that you had?
I mean, I don't know. I kind of snookered him there and got a good jump on him, but they, got me by a straightaway by the end of it. So I'm sure he would have figured out a way to get around me. But I mean, these two race for a living, and I'm just some local racer, so I'm pretty damn happy with third, really.
I was going to say, that's a heck of a show for just a local guy. Congrats on a fantastic weekend. Do you want to say thank you to anybody?
Yeah, I got to thank all my family, friends, and sponsors. My car owners passed away last year, Rich and Nikki Bean, and I owe all this to them. Just all the product guys that helped me out. My wife, my daughter, my dad, my stepmom, just everyone that helps out with my program. I really couldn't do without everybody.
Hell of a weekend for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nick Trenchard, third place tonight at the Survive the 55. The lovely ladies will come on up. Peter Murphy, you are the promoter. It's your job. This $10,000 check to the guy up on the top of the stage. Oh, uh-oh. Hold on. Wait. We're just going to scare our way out of here. Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. You got it? You good? You got it. Nailed it. Perfect. Oh, don't go too far. We got celebratory champagne for you, too. Look out. No, I'm getting further out of this. Further I go, the better. There we are. Yeah, no, I'm out. It's 13 degrees out here. I'm out. The trophy girls in the halter tops and leather pants say, I'm out. Get me out of this. Get me away from the cold. That's the right choice. It's a bath up front, the guy getting it is Tom Baring Jr. What a cool celebration down trackside. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it for us at Skagit Speedway for 2024. Pits will be open, drivers will be down there signing autographs, selling t-shirts, and we'd love to meet you, the fans. Head down to the pit area. Keep your eyes on SkagitSpeedway.com, our Facebook, X, Instagram, Snapchat, and more for schedule announcements and more, including dates for the 2025 Survive the 55. For Justin Youngquist and Blake Anderson, the staff and management of Skagit Speedway, my name is Caleb Hart. Have a wonderful off-season. We will see you in 2025. Thank you so much for coming here. Good night, everybody.